The following is a presentation of KSL Sports. First and 12. A total roundup of BYU and Utah football and the expanded Big 12 Conference. Subscribe to the First and 12 podcast. Your hosts are Mitch Harper and Alex Kirry on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back. It is First and 12 right here on KSL News Radio. Alex Kirry and Mitch Harper, thanks for being with us on a beautiful Tuesday, on a football Tuesday, frankly, all the way across the board. If you miss any portion of the show, you can always go to where fine podcasts are found. You can go to KSLSports.com, click on the podcast button there. You can go online to KSLSports.com as well. But just look it up wherever you find your podcast, and you can get yourself any portion of this show and Cougar Tracks and JJ and Alex, anything to get you ready for your weekend of college football. Speaking of weekend of college football, let's jump into the week ahead right here, the Big 12.
The week ahead. Matchups that have us the most excited about the week to come in the Big 12.
Always excited to dive into what's next in the Big 12 Conference, and the football action in this league kicks off on Friday, September 19th, as Oklahoma State returns from a bye to host in-state foe Tulsa at Boone Pickens Stadium. They're a huge favorite, Oklahoma State. Is they're a 2-touchdown favorite. I will tell you, Alex, if
you got to score 2 touchdowns, by the way, if you're going to be a 2-touchdown favorite. I don't know if you know that.
If Oklahoma State loses this game, does Gundy experience the same fate as Deshaun Foster and Brent Pry from Virginia Tech? Like,
that mullet
is terrible.
That mullet will be on a platter.
If you lose this game,
yeah, it's not good. I will tell you. I mean, maybe he's earned enough to be able to go through the full season here, but I mean, Oklahoma State losing to Tulsa would be worse than what UCLA is going through right now. And they just fired Deshaun Foster, and they're a program that don't even care about football. Oklahoma State cares about football. I don't. And you know what's really sad about this too, Mitch? Who cares about a 5 o'clock? Who cares about a 5:30 game on a Friday? So even if Oklahoma State performs well, people are going to be like, "Oh yeah, they played, huh?" Right? Like that's a bad place for a game. A 5:30 kickoff on a Friday in Oklahoma and Stillwater, and people are going to be like, "Oh, that's cool, man. Who's playing?" Oklahoma State and Tulsa.
I'll be curious to see the crowd, to see if anyone shows up, because it just seems like that fan base is. I mean, how can you not be upset?
Yeah, you got
69-3 to Oregon. Come on,
yeah, it's not good. And they got to bounce back from that. And Mike Gundy, I would expect more out of him, but who knows? Maybe he's not into it either anymore. Saturday, though, of course, the big slate starts off with the big game, the big noon kickoff on Fox, which is going to be that Texas Tech coming to Utah game. That's the one across the country everybody's got circled.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a massive game. It's a Clash of the Titans type feel in the Big 12, and I like how it's a combination of old school Big 12 and the new school with Utah hosting it. But, you know, it's the trench play going back to that. I know that the quarterbacks are going to capture all the headlines with Baron Morton, Devin Dampier, but the battle's in the trenches because there is legit NFL talent in the trenches. I think that's what separates this game from other matchups in the Big 12, just whether it's this weekend or in the weeks to come, the star power in the trenches. David Bailey, Spencer Fano. This is some superstar talent, potential first-round NFL draft picks contending in the trenches. And I think if whoever can maybe, I don't want to say slow down or limit the opposing offense, but just do enough to get a stop, force a punt or two. I just think both offenses are going to put up some numbers in this game. Whoever can get, force those offenses to kick and punt the ball away or generate some takeaways, they're going to win this ball game.
TCU hosts SMU. This would be a good chance for the Big 12 to put a old middle finger to Rhett Lashley from SMU. After Baylor beat him there in Dallas, SMU goes to Fort Worth now to take on their DFW opponent, TCU. And, this is a game that I think TCU shows up for again. It's another one. It's one of these early games on ESPN2, but they're going to kick that thing off, and TCU's got some stuff to prove still because they're 2-0, but I think that everybody looks at them and goes, yeah, they could be in the top 25, and they very well should be. And if they win this game and they do it handily against SMU, which I think they're going to do, I mean, SMU's against the wall right now. Because if they go 0-2 against these two Big 12 teams they take on, and two teams, by the way, that they can't stand. SMU hates Baylor. They hate TCU. And so that would be a big one for TCU to be able to host SMU as an ACC team, a team who went to the college football playoff last year. They beat them a couple weeks after Baylor had beaten them. That's a nice win for TCU if they end up getting it.
And you bring up last year. Remember last season when TCU gave up 66 points to SMU? felt like, oh man, Sonny Dykes has just lost it.
Yeah.
Like this team just seems lost.
And they turned it around almost based off of that game alone.
They did. And TCU was a 9-win football team. Obviously, SMU reached the playoff, but TCU looking to kind of win over DFW once again and show they're still the big dog in Cowtown,
in the Metroplex.
Fort Worth in the Metroplex. UCF, talking about the team that TCU beat earlier this year, North Carolina is rolling into the bounce house. UCF, 1:30 p.m. on Fox. Bill Belichick getting a lot of Big 12 run early in the season, his first year in Carolina.
He probably hates it. Now, look, if you're going to beat a team and you want to do it there, dude, UCF has nothing to lose, right? Like, that's a little bit scary for Bill Belichick. They go down to Orlando. This guy's going, I didn't even know this school existed. Bill Belichick's probably going, I didn't even know that UCF was a school. And North Carolina goes to UCF. If they don't get their heads on right, they could lose that game too. It's not like they showed up against Charlotte and blew the doors off. They had a weird game against Charlotte too. So I think North Carolina could absolutely get got again, but I don't know. If it was a different Big 12 team, I'd say for sure, but UCF, why not? Get him a win at home.
And also UCF's quarterback situation still kind of up in the air. Cam Fancher, the week 1 starter who got banged up against Jacksonville State, he's been cleared to practice. But they've had Taven Jackson, who's performed well and got him off to a 2-0 start. Kind of curious to see what direction Scott Frost goes at quarterback for the Knights this week. Then West Virginia at Kansas, 4 p.m. on FS1. First time in 15 years, Kansas is a double-digit favorite over a Big 12 opponent.
Wow. Well, it helps to be at home. You got that new stadium, and I think that Lance Leipold has his guys dialed up, and I think that Jalen Daniels, weirdly enough, we are still kind of forgetful of that guy and the talent level that he's at. So we'll see how that one goes with West Virginia going to Kansas in Lawrence at their brand-new stadium. Arizona State goes to Baylor. I brought that up earlier as a really, really sneaky good game. Those are two teams who are fringe top 25 teams. Like, really, both of them could very well be at the end of the year ranked in the top 25. They probably have the talent to be ranked right now if it weren't for just how early season rankings go. But Baylor, Arizona State, really, really good game. That's 5:30 on Fox. BYU, of course, travels out to the East Coast to take on East Carolina and Greenville, North Carolina. This has been an unfriendly place for Kalani Sitake before in his career. Does it really factor in that he lost back in 2017 to the Pirates, or does he care about that? He just knows you can get got over there.
Yeah, he doesn't factor it in at all. But I will say that last meeting, what was it? BYU had the worst offense in college football. East Carolina had the worst defense, and ECU still came out on top. East Carolina riding a high a little bit after their blowout victory over a regional rival in Coastal Carolina, but BYU's well rested, and I expect BYU should have a lot of success in this game, I would think. But if BYU truly is a title contender, they go into East Carolina and take care of business convincingly in this one. We'll give our game picks coming up a little bit later. But always interesting to make a 2-time zone game. Tom Holmoe, the AD, didn't want to cancel any game if someone returned the favor to that first game. Act like a Big 12 team. We talk about it every week. Why are you making these trips? It's a dicey spot to go on the road, and then for a group of 5 team, you don't win the PR battle. You're going to have long travel. Not smart scheduling by BYU.
You're not going to be on the big network. You're going to be on relegated to the Deuce, and so that's part of it. I don't know. It's a sneaky, scary game for BYU. If you're a BYU fan, you want to see Bear Bachmeier do well. Colorado and Wyoming rounds out the schedule. The Buffs need that win, and the Cowboys, I'm sure, we don't even care. We'll come in there. We'll beat the doors off of Colorado. We'll see how that one goes, because I think Wyoming right now is actually a tougher team than Colorado is. That's on ESPN at 8:15. We will come back with our game predictions, our Week 4 game predictions across the board. I don't really want to talk about some of the picks that I had last week, but I do want to talk about the ones that I had this week. So we'll jump in there. More to go around the corner. It is 1st and 12 right here on KSL News Radio.